What's up, guys? This is Rise, and welcome to me recapping my performance in a recent tournament in which I do end up sweeping the entire tournament. Spoiler alert. It's gonna be a longer video, so sit back, relax. I have the battles sped up a little bit faster than normal just because there's so many battles, and I actually cut out the first round of this tournament because I think I was going against like a newer player, and the games were just kind of one-sided, so I skip right here to the second round where we're going against Cuddy, a very solid trainer, and we're in a pretty decent spot. We're Mantine. This is a very good matchup for Mantine. Bubble Beam spam is going to debuff the Swampert, and unless Swampert is running Sludge Wave, it doesn't have a whole lot that can hurt us. I think I might have missed it, but I think we caught the Hydro Cannon from earlier, staying in with our Stunfisk. I know I can survive this, assuming it's just a Hydro Cannon. So I do that. I go for the Ice Beam since I'm probably only going to get to one move, so low HP. Ice Beam gets the second shield, so I am up in shields, but I have to get rid of this Swampert. So I make a bit of a mistake and probably could have come in with Vigoroth, but I come in because I knew I had a Rock Slide loaded, and I was hoping that he didn't have a Hydro Cannon loaded just yet. But so I have to use my shield, which kind of stinks. In comes his own Mantine. And this is not a winning matchup for Stunfisk because these bubbles add up, and he's probably going to Bubble Beam me here. Yeah, and that does some nice damage. A little bit of a visual glitch there, as it looked like it registered on the Vigoroth for a sec, but it actually didn't. Body Slam from a non-debuffed Vigoroth, and I think he makes a bit of a mistake here by not switching out. He stays in and hits me with a Bubble Beam to debuff me, and I actually am able to counter him down almost. He double debuffs me, which is not ideal, but it does allow me to counter him down, and I have a lot of energy, and I'm going to be able to get to this Body Slam to soften up the Abomasnow, and at this point I really just need to get to a Rock Slide. So I purposely didn't kind of wanted to force the Abomasnow to use its energy, and this will allow me to switch and get to the Rock Slide. If I had thrown there, he potentially could have overfarmed more and then hit both of my Pokemon with charge moves. But by staying in for a bit, it forced him to throw and allowed me to beat him to the Rock Slide before he got to a move. We're going to rematch, and you guys are going to see my quick thought process in between these games, if I'm going to change it up at all. So looking at his team, the Abomasnow has to be really careful of that Alolan Marowak. I'm always weary of Alolan Marowak on the opposing team. He has an Abomasnow himself, so my Drifblim has to be careful of that. But I see that he doesn't have anything that can really hard punish Vigoroth. Mantine is really the only thing that beats Vigoroth somewhat easily. So I think Vigoroth is a really good safe swap, and Mantine also has some really good matchups. I actually led with the Abomasnow, just hoping he didn't lead with Marowak. I'm staying in here, kind of interesting. I'm not sure why I'm staying in so long, but I shield the Rock Slide. I guess I'm gonna soften it with a Weather Ball now, so kind of interesting play here. I'm not sure if this is the correct play, but I soften up and then I come in with Vigoroth, which makes sense because because these counters are going to add up, and we shielded the Earthquake, which was amazing. This is probably just a Rock Slide. We're down 2 shields though, but we do have a lot of energy, so we're probably going to get some shields back. What's going to come in? Preferably not the Mantine. His own Vigoroth comes in. Okay, so we are going to definitely chip away at this thing, and I'm going to go for these 2 Body Slams and most likely dip out of here because I want to save this Vigoroth for later, and I already know based off what he has in back, my Mantine is safe to come in because Mantine has a pretty good matchup against Swampert and Vigoroth. So Bubble Beam coming in just to soften up the Swampert, and I got the shield, which is amazing. Now I'm gonna go for the Bubble Beam again, it looks like. Interesting play. He goes for the Sludge Wave, definitely hurts, but I'm out of shields. I know I can get to 2 Bubble Beams, which will probably do like almost as much as an Ice Beam. Maybe not. Bubble Beam does so little, but at least I get the double debuffs. And with these debuffs, man, like, and I get to this Body Slam first. Wow. So just super spammy moves coming in. Very high pressure offense, you could say. And then Vigoroth takes him out for a GG. Okay, going into game 3 against Cuddy. So we've already sealed this round. It's best 2 out of 3, but you always play a third game. Just to potentially, it's only like to benefit. It's only for benefits, because let's say it's 1-1 or let's say it's 2-0, you still play game 3, because if a person manages to win that game 3 after being down 2-0, it doesn't hurt their rating as much. It actually helps their overall rating and ranking via Sylph. I encourage you guys to join these tournaments. We're coming in with a Drifblim in game 3. Usually I like to experiment with a different line in a game 3 if I've already sealed the first 2. We're going to shield this first Rock Slide since it will do the most, and because we might want him to think we're baiting. Yeah, we want him to think we're going for the Icy Wind. But he still shields, so very nice shield by him. Will I double shield? That's the question. I will double shield the Drifblim. Okay. And then what am I going to go for here? This time I'm going to bait with the Icy Wind, but I'm honestly not expecting him to shield because, yeah, a Shadow Ball still wouldn't KO. But this way, I'm going to be able to take this Rock Slide a little bit better. And I'm going for another Icy Wind. And this way, I think I can survive the next Rock Slide. Yeah, and I got the shield, which is really nice. Going for another Icy Wind. This will pretty much ensure that I survive the next Rock Slide. Yeah, because he's been debuffed so many times. We've CMP tied. We'll see how much this does. A lot less than before. He makes a nice swap into Marowak that kind of just deletes my Drifblim, but that's okay because we have... Now he's switch locked in this pretty tough matchup against a Mantine. Shields are down, so just going to go for Shadow Ball. That's why I went for Bubble Beam straight away, so it would do a little bit less damage. Over farming a little bit because I know he needs like 5 or 6 more fire spins after throwing that Shadow Ball to get to another. What's going to come in? The Stunfisk was quite low. Yeah. So I just quickly switch and counter it down really fast, and then there's a Abomasnow in back. So the the deal has been sealed, you could say. In the end here, we just go for one more Body Slam, and this should clean up the Abomasnow, take out Cuddy for a round 2 victory, technically. Next round, so this is actually the third round against Tomac, Alolan. You see him wishing me good luck there. Sorry if there's any notifications. I tend to not turn off notifications for like Sylph tournaments since I'm just playing by myself. I'm building up a lot of energy. He built up a ton of energy, which makes me a little worried of a Flash Cannon, but he goes for the Power Whip, and then he switches. Okay, I go for an Energy Ball here. Interesting play. Then I switch into Mantine. I'm going to shield the first one because it'll do the most damage, and I'm going to debuff him with Bubble Beam. Kind of makes sense. Could also at least threaten the Ice Beam, so I might get a shield. But I didn't want... Yeah, I think he would have beat me to the Body Slam. So this makes this a little bit more comfortable matchup. I can survive 2 Body Slams now, plus the counters. Going for another Bubble Beam just to debuff him even more and chip him down. And this also kind of lets me farm down the Vigoroth. It'll be close though, because Vigoroth gets these moves so fast. I'm just barely able to bubble down. That's actually absolutely huge. Go for an Ice Beam against the Ferrothorn. And then I'm going to safe swap to avoid being farmed down. In comes a Skarmory. Okay, so this is not great, but we do have loaded energy. And these Weather Balls, as you see, do hurt as they add up against Mr. Skarmory. And I believe we still have... full health Vigoroth in back, if I remember correctly. This Sky Attack will definitely take me out, but I was just worried he was going to farm me down, to be honest, so that was actually a good thing. Yeah, I think Mantine is just in like farm down range, so I take no chances and I just go for this Body Slam to avoid getting hit by a Sky Attack. And yeah, here comes the Ferrothorn. Does have energy, so I was a little bit worried here. But luckily, I get to this body slam before Ferrothorn gets to another power whip, and we are going to take this game 1 against Tomac. I think your real name might be Thomas, but I'm just going by the IGNs. Let's see if we switch anything up for game number 2. A lot of times, if things are working out well, I don't even switch up my line. In making this Sylph content, I probably shouldn't be giving away some of my strategies for people that play me in the future. But I'm getting some messages over here. We're thinking about bringing the Drifblim. So Drifblim is like a super hard counter to Vigoroth. Vigoroth can only throw double resisted moves at minimum, because counters are triple resisted because of that ghost flying, and then body slams are double resisted because of the ghost, and bulldoze is double resisted because of the flying. So Drifblim is like one of the hardest counters for a Vigoroth. Looks like we're going with Abomasnow lead again. Or no, did we lead? Yeah, we did lead Abomasnow last game. Yeah, it has good matchups against the Mantine, the Drifblim, and can actually win against Stunfisk and the 2-shield. So, let's see what he brings this game. Mantine, good lead for us. These bubbles are resisted. Mantine has to go for Ice Beams to hurt us. Weather Ball is actually more energy efficient, and it hits for neutral, so I'm just going straight Weather Ball, it looks like. And I wanted to get off a move before he potentially Bubble Beamed me, so I think that makes sense. He does hit me with an Ice Beam, a little bit of lag there, but it looks like there's visual lag. We both lagged. I go for a Weather Ball to soften the Vigoroth, and then I come in with Skarmory, which actually is kind of smart because Vigoroth can actually beat Skarmory in the 2-shield, but this will allow me to take this matchup. Granted that Vigoroth only has 1 shield. Sky Attack puts the Vigoroth quite low. I might go for the aggressive farm down here and shield. I'll probably have to shield once because Vigoroth, I bet, gets the 2 body slams here. Yeah, it already had 2 built up. So I just shield this one to be safe because I do have quite a bit of energy that I want to keep, and I want to retain switch advantage. Back in comes the Mantine, and I'm actually going to go for the hard-hitting Brave Bird here. I don't land the Brave Bird, that's okay. Aggressive swap, in comes the Skarmory. I think it's a good swap again because it didn't allow the Mantine to just farm down my Skarmory. Skarmory farms down Abomasnow, but I'm in an okay position, but not a super comfortable position, to be honest, because I only have 1 shield, and this Skarmory already has loaded energy. I'm gonna have to shield something, right? Sky Attack from Skarmory will probably be doing the most damage. Going for a body slam. I've kind of lost track of how much energy exactly the Skarmory has. Can I get to this body slam? I can. That's absolutely huge, and that probably is the difference in this game. If I eat a Sky Attack there, Mantine probably takes me out. Mantine has some energy. Ice Beam won't take me out from this range, and I get off the body slam, and this body slam might be enough to take out the Mantine. If it's not, it'll be close. I know I'm saying Mantine and Mantine. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is, but you guys can let me know what you think. I've heard people say both. So with that win, we take round 2, but we're gonna once again play this game number 3. I'm confusing myself now. This was round 3 since we skipped round 1 to conserve some time in this video. Going with the G-Fisk. The G-Fisk lead. G-Fisk has good matchups against like the Skarmory, decent against the Abomasnow. Not a good lead, but as you see, I have 2 good answers for that Vigoroth. This is probably Vigoroth's worst matchup on his team, the Mantine, because I don't think I can win this in any shield scenarios. But I do get a shield at least, and essentially I'm just gonna take the shield advantage. That's all I want out of this matchup. And my strategy now is I know that Drifblim hard counters the Vigoroth that he's already shown. So I'm just gonna come in here with Stunfisk most likely, absorb all the damage, and leave 2 shields for Drifblim. and I'm actually going to aggressively mud shot down this Mantine. And since mud shots are going to be double resisted, plus these bubble beams are also doing more, I'm going to be able to get to like a stored earthquake by the time I take out this Mantine. And you see, like, man, now I have a shield advantage and energy advantage, and here comes the Stunfisk, and I'm just going to invest both shields for my Drifblim here, because I should be able to take out this Stunfisk with a shield advantage for sure. And yeah, then it's just gonna be smooth sailing against the Vigoroth. Shield one more time. Just go for Icy Wind at this point, because it probably won't KO, but it'll put it in like Hex down range. And I get the shield. Very nice. Now this Rock Slide that comes in will be debuffed. Won't do as much. Still will definitely hurt, don't get me wrong. But like, this is all the health I need for a Drifblim. And honestly, I could have just swapped an Earthquake right there. Let's see what I decide to do, actually. Goes for the Body Slam. I actually catch a move, which I didn't even mean to do. But I catch a Body Slam. I go for the Earthquake. And this might seem risky, because like, oh, now you're going to be out of energy against the Stunfisk. But the Stunfisk has to go for an Earthquake to take me out. And I know it's not going to beat me, because it had just thrown a Rock Slide. So we were probably on like even energy, and I just need to throw a Rock Slide to take out the Stunfisk. So GG's against Tomac. We sweep the third round. At this point, I think we're 9-0. 9-0 on the tournament. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Going into round number 4. This is the semifinal against Magmar Man 26. This is a really good round. Okay, Stunfisk mirror match. Let's see how I decide to play this. You can play this like so many ways. It's like so simple, so complicated. Looks like he snuck in an extra mud shot there. I go for the Rock Slide bait. I land the Rock Slide bait. Really nice. I am gonna shield in case it's an Earthquake. He also baits me. So, and now he's ahead on energy, which is really tough. He goes for the Earthquake. I'm gonna also go for the Earthquake. Let's see if he decides to shield. He doesn't shield. That's huge. We take switch. I'm gonna get off this Rock Slide, and I might actually switch, or I might force Mantine to throw energy. Yeah, looks like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna force the Mantine to throw first. Throws an Ice Beam. So yeah, at this point, I might as well probably just stay in. This Rock Slide is really gonna hurt if it goes unshielded. It does get shielded. I safe swap into Vigoroth, and this is beautiful. He safe swaps into Marowak, and with shields down, this bulldoze. With shields down, Vigoroth can go to town. Yeah, this is pretty smooth sailing, because we still have a fully healthy Mantine in the back. And I knew I wasn't going to get to a bulldoze, I think, at this point, but this Bone Club won't KO, so I think I just chip away with a Body Slam. Won't do very much at all, but I wasn't going to get to the bulldoze. And now this Marowak is like one bubble away, 2 bubbles away. So unfortunately, it looks like he's going to get to a Shadow Ball here. So this actually makes things pretty close. Yeah, because now our Mantines are at like pretty even health. And check out how close this is, actually. Oh my goodness. This Ice Beam puts us super low. He snuck in a bubble too. Oh my goodness. He snuck in a bubble. And this is like a bubble down, and we simultaneously KO, and then one mud shot takes out the Marowak. Oh, super close game. Super close game against Magmar Man. Can't get too much closer than that. We're just probably taking a moment in our selection screen here to process what just happened. And all right, that one's over. Time for the next one. I'm going with Vigoroth, and he has a really interesting team, and we have several good matchups. I think Tangrowth, Licky Licky, Galarian Stunfisk are all pretty solid matchups for Vigoroth. Even Wigglytuff, Vigoroth can win, as surprising as that may seem. But Vigoroth can either get shields or win that matchup. And Marowak is not a bad matchup either, because Marowak's hard-hitting move, Shadow Ball, is double resisted, so you just have to worry about the Fire Spin and Bone Club damage that adds up. But on the same level, Vigoroth with shields up, that's a pretty bad matchup for Vigoroth because you have to go for the bulldoze to do anything. And yeah, so we're a little worried about the Marowak. Marowak causes some problems for like our Skarmory, our Stunfisk, our Abomasnow, of course, and that Shadow Ball our Drifloon has to worry about. But Drifloon can threaten the same thing. Looks like we're stuck in the pause screen for a moment. Hopefully this doesn't take too much longer. I appreciate the spice that Magmar man was showing here. Sometimes these games do air out, but yes, that would have been tricky for me to edit after I recorded all this. Tangrowth lead, interesting. So we're gonna find out if I was right about Vigoroth winning this. I do outpace the Tangrowth, so I would think Vigoroth probably wins. Oh, but I do remember how this plays out. So I shield the first one, and he goes for Rock Slide, which is not ideal. And then I get a little bit greedy, building up energy, and I don't shield, and he Power Whips me and puts me super low. So then I go for the Body Slam and get the shield. So Tangrowth actually does beat my Vigoroth. Perhaps if I made the right calls there, I wouldn't have lost. But now I'm going to aggressively Mudshot down with my Stunfisk. And you see, this is a strategy I used quite a bit. Because think about it, like Stunfisk's hardest counters, Mantine, like the Rock Slide is still going to really hurt if that comes in. In comes a Marowak. I go for the Earthquake. This would like seal the deal. He does shield. And what's going to happen here? He comes in with the Mantine. He tried to catch the Earthquake. I go for a Rock Slide here to chip away. I get to a second Rock Slide. Really nice. This will put the Mantine quite low. And then I'm going to swap into my own Mantine. A little bit of lag. Not going to shield anything here. He just Bubble Beams me. That's fine. And we bubbled down the Mantine. Bubble Beam the Marowak. Very nice. And yeah, going for a Bubble Beam here. This is, yeah, the deal has been sealed at this point. I think we're in a pretty comfortable spot. He has to Shadow Ball us to do damage, and we still have a somewhat healthy Stunfisk in the back. So we called the Bone Club bait, and we bubbled down the Marowak for the win. Going up in the final round now. Oh, no, wait. Am I ahead? I'm ahead on my... That was only the second game, I believe, of... Yeah, that was only the second game. So we still have a third game against Magmar Man. But we have sealed a spot in the championship round with that win. Oh, that's right. This is a pretty crazy game, I do remember. He makes a nice play. So, I'm running in Stunfisk lead, double flyers in the back. That way, if he leads against... well, actually, a Mantine lead would be pretty bad. But not that bad, because, like, it's not like it hard counters Stunfisk. It just, like, beats Stunfisk. So, yeah, Mantine lead, not ideal. What I like to do here is get off a Rock Slide first, and then take a move, and then dip. Assuming he goes for Bubble Beam. If he goes for Ice Beam, I just stay in. But if he goes for a Bubble Beam, I usually dip. That way I clear the debuff. I go in with my own Mantine. Not going to shield anything, because either it's just a Bubble Beam, which doesn't do anything, or it's an Ice Beam, and I don't get debuffed. Now I go for my own Ice Beam. This will put the Mantine quite low if it doesn't shield. It doesn't shield. He switches out, so he doesn't get farmed down. In comes Tangrowth. Not a good matchup for us. I'm actually not going to commit a shield. I'm just going to let my Mantine go, and I'm going to aggressively farm this thing down with Skarmory. Oh my gosh. So these Vine Whips are double resistance. The Vine Whips aren't doing very much at all, but these Rock Slides will add up. Tangrowth is... It outputs quite a bit of damage in the Great League. I'm thinking he might get to another Rock Slide after this, so I don't shield Or no, I do shield rather. He doesn't though, but I do preserve some health, which is nice. On my Skarmory, what's gonna come in? Stunfisk, not what we want to see. And check this out. I know he's gonna swap, right? And he gets it anyway. Like you saw, I went one mud shot past the Earthquake because I'm conscientiously thinking he's about to swap, and he still nails the swap anyway. Super nice play by Magmar, man. Earthquakes, my Stunfisk. I figured my only chance was to call a Rock Slide bait in this game. Because if I shield the Earthquake, then he just shields and takes out my Stunfisk anyway. Who knows? Maybe that actually would have been better, because I would have got a shield and I could have like gotten another shield and then Brave Birded. So maybe that actually would have been the right play. But yeah, this is a loss here. So this is actually, spoiler alert, the one loss in our 15 game tournament. So shouts to Magmar, man, the sole proprietor to defeat us in this tournament. But we are about to head into the final round, as you see already on the graphic, against David Shear. He's running Quagsire on his team. This is not a good lead for us. My mom is texting me. But this, oh my gosh, this made me so like, oh, this is amazing for us, because this is a wing attack Mantine. And because it's running wing attack, this gives us a much better matchup against it with our Skarmory and with our Stunfisk. So the wing attack Mantine, we also call the Bubble Beam bait, so we're off to a great start. This Sky Attack, we're actually going to undercharge so we can farm down a bit. Gives us an extra couple air slashes, so we're in a pretty commanding position. We safe swap into Vig to avoid just getting Fire Spin down. Questionable play. I'm worried he's going to catch the Bulldoze on something, so I just go a few counters extra, hoping to land the Bulldoze. I don't. That's okay. I'm not going to commit any shields to this Vigoroth. We're saving shields for... I honestly forget what we have in back. I think it's our own Mantine. I'm not even going to shield to get to this Bulldoze. Just going to let... Yeah, so we have our own good answer for this Marowak in back, so that's why we're not shielding. And we're just going to put all our faith pretty much in this Mantine and possibly like enough health to get to a Sky Attack on our Skarmory. Bubble Beam, and it's a Vigoroth in back, so perfect. We're in a pretty comfortable spot. Definitely going to shield this first one since it'll do the most damage before this debuff. You could argue, as per usual, like I should build up to the Ice Beam to at least bluff, like I'm going for Ice Beam. Yeah, now I get to the Sky Attack, which is huge. I forgot I had that much health on the Skarmory. It's a little bit more than I remembered. Because Vigoroth has been debuffed, it actually can't quite counter us down. So forces him to use another Body Slam. Really nice. And yeah, gonna let this one go. Want to save one shield in case for a Shadow Ball. Yeah, just gonna go for the Bubble Beam. Makes sense, because now we definitely don't have to shield another Body Slam. Have to shield this to be careful. It's a Bone Club, which really scares me, but I figure my only play really is to have a move ready, because I'm pretty sure Vigoroth would win CMP, and I knew Vigoroth wasn't quite at a move. I didn't think. I thought it was like 3 or 4 counters, so like 1 or 2 away. So with that win, we are 1 game away from the sweep of the tournament to go all the way against David Shear. I'm not sure where you're from, David. It sounds kind of like a British name. I'm just guessing. But yeah, this game right here is to win the entire tournament. Can we do it? Will we switch up our lineup or just go the exact same? Who knows? Find out on the next episode of Rise to the Occasion. Just kidding. We're going to find out right now. You see Pastime Chris deciding, what lineup do I choose? I'm just like looking at his lineup and just thinking about like different situations. Like if he leads this, what would I do? If he leads that, what would I do? And once again, he has no really hard counter for Vigoroth. Mantine and Skarmory are both pretty solid counters. But, and we lead against the Mantine, which is his best counter for Vigoroth, so this is really nice. We saw how this played out before. Because it's an wing attack. If I said Air Slash before, I apologize. I meant wing attack. Wing attack, Mantine. He goes for the Ice Beam. We're just gonna play this pretty much the same way. Let's see if he decides to swap out this time. He's not swapping out. Oh, we're going for the Brave Bird. Okay, Chris, I see you. Do we land it? We land the Brave Bird. Unfortunately, he gets to this Bubble Beam, but I'm just gonna take the shield advantage. Oh, it's an Ice Beam. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the shield advantage and counter down. And I know I can actually win this matchup. Up a shield. Vigoroth wins this matchup in the 2 shield, and I have an energy advantage as well. It's kind of crazy, right? Because Skarmory's a flyer, and I'm using like a fighting move, but that steel typing makes these counters hit for neutral. Kind of crazy how like all my charge moves are resisted and everything he's hitting for me is neutral, and I can still actually win this matchup. I'm hoping this Body Slam is enough to KO. I got the shield though, so that's fine. And do I decide to let Vig go? No, I shielded the last second. In comes his own Vig, and this is pretty much smooth sailing. Unfortunately, I tried to switch and store the Body Slam, but it didn't register. That's okay, because I still did some nice counter damage, and this is a winning matchup for Mantine. He needs to get to at least 2 Body Slams to take me out. Even that won't quite be enough, and our bubbles should be able to take out the Skarmory. We bubble down the Vig, and we get off this Bubble Beam against Skarm to take the championship. GG's to all my opponents. The cool thing about winning this tournament, it's so early in the season. As you'll see, Rise to the Occasion is victorious, and it actually puts me at number 2 on the global leaderboard. And stay tuned for a video coming out soon, because I actually might surpass number 2 on the global leaderboard. What does that mean? I think you know what it means. Pretty exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.